A report by British lawmakers says the UK's military intervention in Libya was deeply flawed, and it singles out the former Prime Minister David Cameron specifically for criticism. The report slams the UK's Libya policy before and since its intervention in March 2011. It says it was based on mistaken assumptions and no proper understanding of the country or the situation it was in. It also says the UK failed in its responsibility to help reconstruct the country following the death of Muammar Gaddafi. It says it's these failures that have pushed Libya to a civil war and created a power vacuum that has helped the terror group Daesh thrive. Sarah Morris is following developments from London.
Well, this is very much a stinging report, and it is aimed at the former Prime Minister David Cameron. It says he got swept up in a French enthusiasm for intervention. Now, the initial plan was to go in to the rebel-held city of Benghazi and protect the people against the Gaddafi regime that had been threatening to attack it. But the report says that that strategy very quickly changed from one of protecting people to one of taking the opportunity to bring down the Gaddafi regime. The report says at no point was this really thought about in great detail. There was no diplomatic or political effort to try and bring about that regime change, and there was also no thought put into what would happen in Libya post-Gaddafi. Now, on top of this, it says that the initial idea to go into Libya was actually based on flawed intelligence, that the threat to the people of Benghazi was overstated, and also not enough research was done into these rebel groups that they were helping on the ground, because many of them, it turns out, were extremist in nature, and that is how we now have Libya as a breeding ground for Daesh. But the government has responded to these criticisms in the past, saying, well, actually, this wasn't just the French and the British making a decision to fight in Libya. It was an international effort. It was called for by the Arab League, and it was backed by the UN Security Council. Nonetheless, it is very damning for Britain and also very damning for David Cameron's political legacy.